America's military is unmatched, projecting power, denying passage to adversaries, and protecting our interest at the time and place of our choosing. No one sails from the Strait of Hormuz to anywhere in the world without the permission of the United States Navy.
At 0328, local time deep inside Iranian territory, 128 elite U.S. special operators from Delta Force and the Green Berets launched the most daring capture mission of the entire campaign, a lightning raid to seize the IRGC commander-in-chief from the heart of his Central Command bunker complex. Operation Silent Talon was about to rip the head off Iran's terror network in one surgical strike. At forward bases in the Middle East and aboard the USS Tripoli, the preparation began with careful, deliberate movements. Delta Force operators gathered in secure rooms. They unpacked and repacked their rucksacks with suppressed weapons, night vision goggles, breaching charges, medical kits, flex cuffs, and lightweight tools for handling high-value targets. Each operator checked and rechecked his gear multiple times. Rifles were fitted with suppressors, magazines loaded with subsonic rounds, and communication devices tested for encrypted channels. They adjusted body armor, tested helmets, and made sure every piece of equipment was silent and reliable. The operators moved with calm professionalism. These were the quiet professionals who specialized in operations that had to remain completely unseen. At another base, Green Berets prepared their own loads. They packed lighter equipment designed for long-term perimeter security, extra ammunition, sniper rifles, machine guns, observation tools, and communication gear. They checked their weapons, tested radios, and reviewed maps of the surrounding area. Their job was to create a safe corridor, block reinforcements, and protect the extraction team from outside interference. They knew that if the mission inside the compound took longer than planned, they would be the ones holding the line. The order had come down only 90 minutes earlier. Now, with final preparations complete, the operators filed out onto the darkened flight lines. They boarded the waiting helicopters in tight, silent chalks. Delta Force operators loading onto one flight, Green Berets onto the parallel flight. Rotors began to spin, filling the night with a low, menacing thump. At 0345, the helicopters lifted off in perfect formation, skimming low over the dark water and then racing inland toward Iranian territory at nap of the Earth altitude. High above, unseen Cobra gunships and Apache attack helicopters orbited in a protective screen, their pilots already keyed into the mission frequency and ready to unleash devastating fire support the instant any large Iranian retaliation appeared. The formation crossed the border undetected, electronic warfare aircraft flooding Iranian radars with noise. 22 minutes later, the helicopters flared into a narrow mountain valley landing zone just 800 meters from the IRGC Central Command complex. Ramps dropped. The operators poured out like shadows. Delta Force teams immediately sprinted toward the main entrance while Green Beret security elements fanned out to establish a 360-degree perimeter around the facility, setting up heavy machine gun positions and anti-armor ambushes along the approach roads. The moment the first Delta team reached the outer blast doors, the night erupted. IRGC guards opened fire from watchtowers and hidden bunkers. Tracers sliced through the darkness. Delta answered with precise suppressed bursts. Night vision reticles finding targets instantly. Breaching charges flashed white-hot. The assaulters poured inside the underground complex, clearing corridor after corridor in savage close-quarters combat. Simultaneously, Iranian reinforcements began rushing toward the facility from a nearby base. Green Beret teams engaged them at long range with disciplined machine gun fire and anti-armor rockets, turning the approach road into a kill zone. Perimeter holding, crackled over the net. Heavy contact north, we've got this. Inside the command bunker, the fight turned brutal. Delta operators fought room by room through smoke-filled hallways lined with glowing screens and hardened communication consoles. IRGC security forces tried desperately to protect their commander. Flashbangs lit the darkness as Delta cleared the final security layer. In the Central Operations Hall, they found the IRGC commander-in-chief attempting to destroy classified documents and trigger an evacuation alarm. Two operators moved like lightning, neutralizing his bodyguards and securing the target with flex cuffs and a quick sedative injection. Target acquired. Packages secure, the team leader reported calmly. While Delta dragged the high-value prisoner back toward the exit, Green Berets outside continued to repel wave after wave of Iranian Quds Force reinforcements. Cobra gunships rolled in hot, their miniguns and rockets shredding enemy vehicles trying to break through the perimeter. Apache helicopters provided withering machine gun fire from above, keeping the sky and ground clear. The entire valley lit up with muzzle flashes and explosions. Exfil now, came the call. The Delta team emerged from the bunker carrying the prisoner between them. Green Berets collapsed their perimeter in perfect sequence, providing covering fire as everyone sprinted back to the waiting helicopters. Rotors were already spinning at full power. The moment the last operator was aboard, the helicopters lifted off, clawing for altitude while Cobra and Apache gunships continued to suppress any remaining Iranian forces. As the formation raced south toward friendly airspace, the final order was given to the orbiting air support. But the ground teams had already done the hardest part. The IRGC commander-in-chief, the man who had directed attacks across the entire region, was now in American custody, along with the classified hard drives and documents seized from his command post. By Oro 4:52, the helicopters touched down safely on the deck of the USS Tripoli in the Strait of Hormuz. The prisoner was immediately transferred under heavy guard. 0 American casualties. The most heavily defended command node in Iran had been breached, its leader captured alive, and the entire complex left in chaos. The message was unmistakable. No bunker was deep enough. No commander was safe enough. When the United States decided to reach inside Iranian territory and take the man at the very top of the IRGC, it sent its best, Delta Force to strike the heart and Green Berets to hold the line, backed by overwhelming air support that turned any retaliation into a slaughter. Operation Silent Talon was complete. The decapitation of Iran's terror command had just begun. This joint operation between Delta Force and Green Berets showed once again the unmatched capability of American special forces when they work together. Their successful extraction deep inside Iranian territory has weakened the IRGC's leadership and reduced the immediate threat to the region. The next steps in the region are already being planned, with continued attention on maintaining stability and protecting important maritime routes. If you want to follow the next developments, subscribe and stay tuned with us.